Hi, my name is Angie Abdu, and I would like to recommend a book for Keep Toronto Reading 2012. The book I would like to recommend is The Blue Light Project by Timothy Taylor. I read this book recently on a bus from Vancouver to Whistler on the Sea to Sky Highway, and it was so good, this book, that I couldn't even be distracted by one of the most beautiful views in our country. I was just stuck on the page the whole way, and many people have talked about how brilliant this book is and the way it deals with technology and the direction our society is going with technology, which is very true. It is brilliant. But I want to talk briefly about the athlete in the story. The main character's backstory is that she's an Olympic athlete, and in the race of her life, something happens, and I won't give too much away, but something happens with a crazed fan, and it would seem that she's going to be unable to finish the race. But she manages to finish. She becomes a huge national hero, and people want to buy her story, and she's expected to sell her story, which raises fascinating issues around what does it mean to own someone else's story. And understandably, she's very uncomfortable with selling her story, but her partner is very invested in her celebrity, which is another of the book's big themes, is our contemporary ideas of celebrity. And so he thinks that she should tell her story. He says, our world needs heroes, and you're a hero. And she has this fascinating response where she says, finishing is not heroic. Finishing is what I do. Stopping, that would have been heroic. And I love that in terms of the things I'm interested in about sports. But in terms of the rest of the themes of the book, it's also really interesting because this book has the whole of contemporary life packed into it. It's so full. And we're on all these trajectories that we're progressing for the sake of progression. Or as one of my characters says in the Canterbury Trail, he has to progress the progression, whatever that means, right? Just like forging along that line without thinking. And this has so many of those trajectories we're on in this book. And maybe what would be heroic would be stopping to think about why we're forging on and stopping to think if that's the correct action, rather than just progressing for the sake of progression, because finishing is what we do. And this book is so brilliant that reading it will make you a better person. But better than that, it's a good read. Like I said, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It's wonderful. So I recommend it highly to everybody. The Blue Light Project by Timothy Taylor.